So to the second repechaje of the lightweight women's double sculls. 3 places in the semi-final up for grabs. 5 crews contesting those 3 places, with Argentina in lane 1, Thailand taking up lane 2, South Africa in 3, Poland lane 4, Japan lane 5.
경량급 여자 더블스컬 패자부활전 2조에 참가한 선수들을 소개합니다. 1레인 아르헨티나, 2레인 태국, 3레인 남아프리카 공화국, 4레인 폴란드, 5레인 일본입니다.
And just through the 500-meter mark, it's looking a little more spread out this race, Robert. And I see, looking at my screen, that South Africa have gone through just ahead of Poland.
Indeed, Rob, it was Japan who led off the start, but that only lasted a brief instant. It was South Africa who then came through with Poland, and these two doubles have clear water ahead of Argentina in third place, then Thailand and Japan. The early leaders have already slipped back into fifth place.
경량급 여자 더블스컬 패자부활전 경기, 지금 2조 경기가 이어지고 있습니다. 750m 지나고 있는데요. 3레인의 남아프리카 공화국, 그리고 그 옆에 4레인 폴란드. 이 폴란드 팀은 유럽 선수권 대회에서 금년에 3위에 올랐던 팀입니다. 두 팀이 치열하게 1, 2위 싸움을 펼치고 있습니다. 여기서 3위까지 세미파이널 준결승전에 A, B에 배정이 되겠네요. 그리고 여기서 떨어지는 팀, 그런 경우는 다시 이제 파이널 C로 이어지게 되겠습니다. 자, 일본 팀이 참가를 했는데요. 역시 일본도 아시아에서는 조종 강국 중에 하나입니다만은 그래도 많이 떨어지네요. 와카이 선수, 그리고 후쿠모토 선수인데요. 이 두 선수의 경우는 지난 런던 올림픽에 참가해서 12위를 마크했던 그런 선수들입니다. 금년 월드컵 대회에서는 약 7위 정도를 했던 팀이 지금 일본 팀 5레인에서 거의 1레인의 아르헨티나하고 비슷하게 지금 떨어져 있는 상황입니다. 지금 1위 싸움이 아주 치열합니다. 1000m 통과했는데요. 지금 3레인의 남아프리카 공화국, 4레인의 폴란드, 어느 팀이 뭐 올라가는 건 똑같습니다만은 그래도 어느 팀이 1위를 차지할지는 전혀 알 수 없는 상황입니다.
We're now 1,100 metres into this race, and it's South Africa still leading Poland, but the margin narrowed quite tightly now. There's less than a canvas, I suppose about a metre and a half in it between these two leading doubles who've been able to take the rate down and glance back at the distance of clear water that separates them from third place Argentina, Lucia Palermo and Maria Clara Rohner, who finished in 11th place in Lucerne. Now that was critically 2 places ahead of Wakai and Fukumoto for Japan, who were the 4th placed crew on this occasion. Glancing back at the heat times 2 days ago, there was some 4 seconds separating Argentina from Japan, so the Japanese duo know they're up against it if they're going to try and come back on the Argentinians, who've beaten them twice in the last 3 or 4 weeks. And 1,300 metres into this race, the Argentinians have stepped on the gas and extended their lead ahead of Japan, who are in danger of being overhauled by the Thai pairing of Rodenberg and Wiskin. And indeed, it's the Thai double who have in fact taken 4th place, but the Japanese duo try and respond and push on ahead. Well out of contention though, sad to say. At the head of the field we're passing 1,500 metres, and Kate Johnston and Kirsten McCann for South Africa, 2 scullers who've earned their stripes in the under-23 single scull over the last 2 or 3 years. In fact, McCann was a bronze medalist in that event in the 2010 under-23s, where I had the pleasure of commentating in the city of Brest in Belarus all those years ago. And here they are as a double and performing with some degree of expertise now, but Poland pushing on hard, Velner and Dedish, and trying to draw level for first position. But the 2 qualifying slots already well set with 3:50 to go.
자, 이제 1750m를 남겨놓고 있습니다만 계속해서 두 팀은 아주 정말 어느 팀이 1위가 된다는 얘기를 할 수 없을 정도로 치열하게 다툼을 펼치고 있습니다. 3레인과 4레인, 이 정도의 경기를 펼치려면은 이게 만약에 지금 패자 부활전에 그렇지 만약에 결승전이다 그러면은 사적을 다 하겠습니다만은 그러나 두 선수들 이 노를 젓는 모습을 보면은 약간은 편안한 모습으로 1.2비는 틀림없다 하는 생각이 있어 그런지 편안한 모습으로 온 힘을 다해서 노를 젓고 있는 상황입니다. 결승선 얼마 남지 않았습니다.
The two leading doubles now matching each other stroke for stroke inside the last 150 metres, both at 35 strokes a minute. Poland with that pronounced rock back at the finish, but they're not gaining ground on South Africa, who squeezed ahead by less than a canvas, just 100 metres or so back, and are holding on to that advantage despite the best efforts of the Poland duo, who are winding the raid up now to try and come back in the closing stages. But South Africa respond, both doubles at 38 strokes a minute. Little glance across from the South Africans, holding on to the lead, crossing the line in first position, qualifying for the semi-final, where they'll be joined by Poland and the Argentinians there with clear water advantage in third place. That's the third nation to qualify for the semi-final, while Japan and Thailand move out to the sea final.
Yes, it looks like Japan are just going to win that little battle, coming home in fourth place with Thailand in fifth. The winning time for South Africa, 7 minutes 00.11, just 3/4 of a second ahead of Poland. But with Argentina a good 12 or 13 seconds back. But that won't worry them. South Africa, Poland, Argentina all through to the AB semi-finals, with the remainder going through to the C final.